Many of us in the military like to go to the gym and work out. One of the exercises that I hate doing the most is running. Some people, like my wife, they enjoy getting up early and going outside for a nice brisk run to start their day. Me, I prefer to stay in bed where it's warm and I can get that coveted extra 10 minutes of sleep. But how much good does that really do, those few extra minutes? I found that when I run, I need my wife or someone else to run with me. When my wife and I run together, I get up on time, I run more consistently, I get stronger, faster, and it even helps my mental well-being. When things began to shut down in March 2020, we began to see mental crisis on the rise. In April, the news reported that calls to a Los Angeles suicide and helpline increased by 8,000%. In October of 2020, Japan saw more people die by suicide than 10 months of the coronavirus. Although this is a complex issue, some of the facts in this trend are that we felt alone and felt isolated. Some of us felt forgotten or useless. Our jobs were not considered essential, and we had lost our purpose. We had become insignificant. Genesis chapter 2, verse 18 says, "Then the Lord God said, 'It is not good for man to be alone. I will make for him a helper fit for him.'" From the beginning, God created humanity to be in relationships. He crafted into us the need to have a human contact. We know that babies develop more fully when their parents interact with them and show them the affection on a regular basis. Churches fought to keep their doors open during the pandemic, claiming it was essential for them to gather together for worship. As mental health has declined across the nation, studies are showing that people who consistently met together for worship have maintained that positive mental health. Ecclesiastes 4, verses 9 and 10 state, "Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him who is alone when he falls, and has no one to lift him up." In the military, we promise never to leave a fallen comrade. The author of Hebrews understood this need. He writes in chapter 10, verse 24 and 25, "And let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works, not neglecting the meeting together, as the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more to see as the day draws near." Do you remember what it was like before the coronavirus lockdown? Do you look forward to the end of wearing masks and social distancing? Now, I'm not telling you to throw caution to the wind and disregard the measures that are in place to protect us. What I am saying reflects the author of Hebrews. We need to meet together in a safe way with like-minded believers. And let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works. Go to church and meet with people in a safe way. Build your relationship with God. He promises He will never leave you. Be the one who encourages others. One way you can do this is to challenge your friends to watch this video. Then discuss it with them at work or over lunch or maybe a cup of coffee. When my wife and I run, she encourages me at the beginning of our run. That's when I tend to struggle, like getting out of bed in the morning. At the end of our run, I encourage my wife because that is where she tends to struggle. When we have this saying, misery loves company. But think about that ruck march. You know the one when it's 95 degrees out, or here in Michigan, when it's 19 degrees out, and you're sore and tired, and your squad begins to encourage you to finish strong. We need this. We need to surround ourselves with a community who will point us to God, the author and finisher of our faith. So exercise your faith in a community of fellow believers.